to our allotment site, we've got this willow tree, and it was here way before the allotments were. It does create a lot of problems with shade, and it's overgrown. We've had it cropped a few times, but the too much work now for the council. So my mate who's on the plot has got this handy little, well not so little, Fiskar pruning tool. We've made light work of it. If you just take a look up here now, you can see the height. We have opened it up quite a lot, and we've not only done that, but we've made use of some of the branches as well. These are some of the branches that we've come off the tree. I'm going to leave them here for a while, and then if any of the other plot holders want to make use of them, they can do. I selected 8 fairly straight long canes, and I thought this would look nice in the flower border for the sweet peas to grow up. I'm about to start the last batch of seed potatoes in the containers. These are the main crop, sour palmettos, so I'll only be putting 2 tubers in each bucket. These are my own saved seed potatoes from last year. Already got some chits showing, which is unusual for me. By the time the main crops go in, they've just got the odd eye showing, but hopefully that'll give me a little bit of advantage. So that's the final 12 buckets, main crop, sour palmetto done. I will be putting some scaffold netting over the top, just in case our friend has some ideas tonight. I'm about to start sowing the outdoor carrot tanks now. Exactly the same method as you've seen earlier, except the way I space them. I've pre-watered the soil because when you dip the holes, it helps retain the shape when you put the sifted soil in. What I have now is 2 metal grids. This one has 88 positions, that one has 48, and obviously depending on the spacing will depend on the size of the carrot you get. The first one we're going to use is the large one, 48. So we just place the grid as centrally as possible and just press it into the soil to leave a depression where the intersections are. And those crosses will be the positions for our dibbed holes. And everything else is identical to the method that we use for the small tank in the greenhouse. This will be filled up with sifted soil. 2 or 3, maybe 4 carrot seeds for each one, and topped up with a mix of sieve soil and vermiculite. That's 48 stations all done. So let's get sowing. The planting medium for the carrots in the tank, this is a multi-purpose compost, and I'll just put it through this rotary sieve and it just makes it that little bit finer. These rotary sieves are a really good investment, and you can see the fine job it's done on there. Lovely tilth on there. So let's get sowing. I'm just topping the seeds off now with a vermiculite and soil mix. Normally I'll sprinkle it in, but I've spotted this spoon in the greenhouse. It's ideal. Top the hole up, little tap down, done. I'm just going to pop these zabroon on now. You may recall the aggro I had trying to germinate these. Well, these have been left to their own devices, and out of 47 cells I've got 42 germinated, just been sown and left in the greenhouse on their own. Nature has a wonderful way of letting you know who's in charge. These are the Zebrune pricked out into the deep cell root trainers, and they're picked up quite well. Today we're going to be growing some sweet corn, and this one is one of my particular favourites, called Incredible. There are a couple of things worth considering with sweet corn. Firstly, they're pollinated by wind, so people tend to plant them in blocks. So have a look at the area you're planting and work out roughly how many plants you'll need. So I'd say for 20, plant them in a block of 5 by 4 rows and things like that. So that does help with pollination. And secondly, because they're a tall, spindly plant, they really need a good root system. So start them off so where they can develop a real good deep root system, either deep pots, or in my case, I use the root trainers. I've just placed the seed on the top. I should be wanting around 30 plants. I've actually put 35 in, so hopefully that should be enough. Now all we have to do is press the seed down to your first finger joint, then cover the hole up with soil, give it a water and leave it to do its own thing. Just give it an initial watering from the top, just to bed the seed in, and then you can actually fill the lid underneath and use that as a soaking tray. We'll just have a look at the chitting method here. This is just a normal plastic food tray. Lined it with kitchen roll, give it a fairly good soaking with water, poured out the excess and just place the seeds on top. There's a few different schools of thought on the next method. Is either place another piece of tissue over the top, which I've done in the past and forgot to add water, then they've dried out. So what I like to do now is put this as is inside one of these Ziploc bags, and that tends to keep the moisture locked in. There we are in the seal bag, so the condensation will just come off the roof of the bag and keep them well watered. Be interesting to see how these compare against those sown in the root trainers. Today I'm going to be sowing a couple of my favourite French climbing beans. That's Blue Lake and Cobra. The usual rule of thumb with any sowing is to sow it twice the depth of the seed. However, beans are an exception. I like to sow these around about 2 inch, 5 centimetres deep, and this then gives them a really good start because we want them to produce strong roots which will later put nitrogen back into the soil. I have sown 15 seeds, although I only need 8 plants. It's nice to be able to give the excess plants away to other plot holders if they need them. Today I'm going to be sowing some runner beans. These are one of my favourites and they're called Benchmaster. They're quite popular with the show growers, but I particularly like them because they produce a nice long straight bean. The seeds of the runner bean are quite large and easy to handle, so all I do is grab one bean, I plant it on its side, put it in the root trainer, then push it down round about 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres, and just repeat that for every one. Well, we've come to the end of another glorious day. Full of sunshine, but we've had biting winds, which when getting in the shade, it's quite cold. That's why the sun's just going down now. I've had to put this on. We've really enjoyed today. Got a lot of sowing done. In fact, I've just gone through my sowing list and that's most of it done, except maybe for the parsnips and some swede, and also another batch of brassicas later on. But apart from that, that's all done. So in the next one, in fact tomorrow, I plan on getting up early, having an early start, and we're going to be planting out. I make no apology for ending the last few videos with a shout out to the NHS and all the other supporting staff out there. Things are improving, I can see, although we've got another lockdown. So keep sticking by the rules, stay safe, and Thursday at 8 o'clock, if you get a chance, show your appreciation. Till next time, see you later. Bye for now.